Morning, this is Josh here at Gun Works. I have a Smith & Wesson, I believe it's a J Frame airweight. Customer wants me to put a spring kit in it to lighten the trigger pull. I ordered this kit from MCARBO. Tags all messed up, sorry. They're a good company. They got some good products. I've ordered springs from them before. If you're looking to upgrade your trigger somehow, this is a good place to start before you start messing with sandpaper and stones and messing with your sear faces. So I'll just jump into it real fast. I'm going to reposition the camera and get after it. So okay, so here is our Smith & Wesson, and the two spring, I've already replaced them, but I'm going to walk through the process of doing this to show you. The two springs we're going to replace are the hammer spring, which is right here, and then there's a trigger spring in here, and it'll be, this is the factory one, it's this little blue one. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove our 3 screws, and you want to try and keep these in the order you took them out. And as always, you want to make sure that you're using a screwdriver bit that most appropriately fits the slot on the screwdriver, or I'm sorry, on the screw head. This one has got a little nipple sticking out of it. This is to help retain the saddle that the cylinder rides on. Yes. Yes. Okay, so notice I put these kind of in the order and I took them out. All right, now there's some different opinions about how to take this cover off. One thing you can do is take the weapon and tap it, it'll pop it off. The other thing you can do, if you so choose, is to gently take a screwdriver and gently pry. Now, I prefer to use the pop it off method by tapping, because I run less risk of marring this surface right here. So we're going to take this, lay it out of the way. Okay, and you're going to need a piece of thin tie wire. This is the type of wire that you would use for hanging pictures or tying rebar together for concrete. Reason being, there is a small hole inside of this hammer strut, and as I go to slowly pull the trigger back, that was a little too fast. You'll see that hole maybe right there. Stick our wire in that hole, and that is going to retain our spring, and it just pops right out. Now, if you notice, that arm has a little yoke right there, and there's a pin here to hammer, and that yoke goes right into that pin. Okay. The next one we're going to have to do is this spring right here. Let me first show you how this comes off. So we're going to very simply Put the yoke down on the bench, push down, pull that wire out, and gently take the cap off. And there's our spring. Okay. Now the MCARBO spring, you'll notice, is the same length, but it's a little different diameter, so it's not quite as robust and tough to operate. And there's the hole that I was talking about. So again, it's just reverse. We're going to put the spring on, we're going to put the cap on. We're going to very carefully pull that cap down, stick our wire through the hole. That's going to retain that. Most modern revolvers are set up this way. I have a Taurus Raging Bull set up the same way. So with this spring in here, I prefer to use dental picks. So we're going to find the edge of the spring right here. And we're just going to pop that up till the spring clears. Pull it out, put the new one back in. For this, I prefer to use a 3/16 roll pin punch. I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm going to start pushing that down. And I'm going to find the top of the spring. Okay. And we're going to stick our trigger spring back in. And once again, we're just going to work the trigger until it comes down. Pull that out. Make sure everything's good and in line. See, yep, okay. Now notice you have a little flange that sticks up right here. That's going to go in first, find its home. And you can just gently put that down. I like to put the oddball in first. And just on around. Now the MCARBO website stated that this will drop your trigger pull weight up to, I think it's 4.5 pounds maybe. I started out with about 10.5, and we were shooting for somewhere around 6, and this kit has got me to just under 9, but the trigger is much smoother. So my trigger pull gauge is not a digital gauge, it's an analog gauge, so it may not be as accurate as some of the other ones. MCARBO has a very good how-to video for this also. So with the grips, there's a pin, locates a hole at the bottom of the grip. When you put these on, the base of the grip should line up flush with the base of the weapon, unless you have a set of grips that completely encloses the base. Just work the screw down until it's tight. Love my ratchet screwdriver. Okay, function test. Now I will tell you that this trigger does feel a lot better. You just take the factory springs, drop them back in. Okay. And you can save those. If you ever, you know, go to sell the weapon, or for some reason you want to take it back to factory trigger pull, you got it. So as always, it's been a pleasure. Hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up for a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them, but please keep them respectful. I don't mind people disagreeing, but we need to be able to disagree respectfully. So hope you guys have a good day. Catch you on the next one.